Ever wondered which European countries ruled the battlefield in 1945? The year the guns fell silent, and the dust settled on a continent forever scarred by conflict. A new world order was emerging from the ashes, and military might dictated the pecking order. But who stood tallest amongst the ruins? To truly understand the balance of power at this pivotal juncture, we must consider more than just the number of tanks or warships. Manpower, the sheer volume of men ready to fight, played a crucial role. Join me now as we delve into the top 10 military powerhouses of post-WWII Europe. Let's dive in. Emerging from the crucible of the Eastern Front, the Soviet Union stood as a colossus in the heart of Europe. Having weathered the storm of Nazi aggression, their military might was undeniable. The sheer scale of their manpower was staggering, with millions of soldiers battle-hardened and ready to defend the motherland. Their ground forces, forged in the fires of countless battles, were a force of nature. T-34 tanks, once symbols of innovation, now rumbled across the plains in vast numbers, the iron fist of the Red Army. The Soviets had learned from the bitter lessons of the early war years, adapting their tactics and refining their strategies. Their officers, tempered by the fires of conflict, had become masters of maneuver warfare, outwitting and outmaneuvering their opponents. The Soviet Union, a nation forged in the fires of war, now stood as the dominant power in Europe. The Red Army, a symbol of both victory and sacrifice, would cast a long shadow over the continent for decades to come. Across the English Channel, another power surveyed the post-war landscape. The United Kingdom, though weary from years of conflict, remained a force to be reckoned with. While their ground forces had borne the brunt of the fighting in North Africa and Western Europe, it was their mastery of the air and sea that truly set them apart. The Royal Air Force, the valiant defenders of British skies during the Battle of Britain, emerged from the war as a formidable force. Their pilots, seasoned by years of aerial combat, were among the best in the world, their skills honed to a razor's edge. The Royal Navy, for centuries the guardian of the seas, remained a powerful force, their battleships and aircraft carriers projecting power across the globe. Yet the war had taken its toll. The once vast British Empire, stretched thin by years of conflict, was beginning to recede. Still, the United Kingdom, with its proud naval tradition and its indomitable spirit, remained a significant player on the world stage. Across the Atlantic, a new superpower was flexing its muscles. The United States, having entered the war reluctantly, emerged as a dominant force, their industrial might and military prowess reshaping the global order. Their armies, battle-hardened from fighting across Europe and the Pacific, were equipped with the most advanced weaponry the world had ever seen. But American strength went beyond mere firepower. They understood the importance of alliances, forging strong bonds with nations across the globe. Their commitment to collective security, embodied in the newly formed United Nations, signaled a shift in international relations. Their military strategy, characterized by overwhelming force and strategic bombing campaigns, had proven devastatingly effective. From the beaches of Normandy to the skies over Berlin, American firepower had helped to crush the Nazi war machine. The United States emerged from the war as a global superpower, their economic and military might unrivaled. In the heart of defeated Germany, the once mighty Wehrmacht lay in ruins. The swastika, a symbol of terror and oppression, had been torn down, replaced by the flags of the victorious Allies. The nation, once a formidable military power, was now occupied, its territory divided, its people grappling with the devastation they had wrought upon the world. And yet, the ghost of German military prowess still lingered. Their ground forces, though shattered and depleted, had fought with tenacity and skill. The names of their generals, Rommel, Guderian, Manstein, were still spoken of with a mixture of respect and fear, their tactical brilliance acknowledged even in defeat. The once proud Kriegsmarine, which had challenged the Royal Navy for control of the Atlantic, was now scuttled or captured, its warships silent. Germany, once a symbol of military might, now stood as a cautionary tale, a stark reminder of the perils of unchecked ambition and the devastating consequences of war. From the ashes of occupation, a new France was rising. The humiliation of 1940, the swift defeat and the occupation that followed, fueled a burning desire for renewal. The French, determined to reclaim their place on the world stage, set about rebuilding their shattered nation and their once proud military. While their ground forces had suffered greatly during the early years of the war, the Free French forces, under the leadership of Charles de Gaulle, had kept the spirit of resistance alive. Their courage and tenacity, fighting alongside the Allies in North Africa and Italy, earned them a place at the victors' table. The French Air Force, though small, was undergoing a period of rapid modernization. New jet aircraft like the Dassault Ouragan were entering service, showcasing French engineering prowess and their determination to remain competitive in the burgeoning jet age. France, wounded but unbowed, was determined to reclaim its position as a major European power. In the sun-drenched waters of the Mediterranean, Italy, once a belligerent member of the Axis powers, was undergoing a profound transformation. The defeat of Mussolini's fascist regime had left the country in chaos, its economy in ruins, its people disillusioned. Yet, amidst the turmoil, the seeds of a new Italy were being sown. While the Italian army had been largely discredited by its performance during the war, the Italian Navy, or Regia Marina, had acquitted itself well. Their submarines, operating in the Mediterranean and the Atlantic, had posed a significant threat to Allied shipping. Italy's strategic importance, situated at the crossroads of the Mediterranean, could not be overstated. The Italians, known for their resilience and their ability to rebuild, were determined to rise again. In the war-torn landscape of Eastern Europe, Poland, a nation that had suffered immensely under the brutal heel of Nazi occupation, emerged with its spirit unbroken. The Polish people, having endured unimaginable hardship and loss, were determined to rebuild their shattered nation and reclaim their place amongst the free nations of the world. Their military, though heavily outnumbered and outgunned during the invasion of 1939, had fought with incredible bravery and tenacity. Polish pilots, fighting for the RAF during the Battle of Britain, had distinguished themselves with their skill and courage, their contribution to the Allied victory etched in the annals of history. The Polish resistance movement, one of the largest and most effective in Nazi-occupied Europe, had played a vital role in disrupting German operations and providing valuable intelligence to the Allies. Poland, though scarred by war and facing an uncertain future, refused to be defined by its suffering. Their indomitable spirit, their unwavering courage, and their unyielding belief in freedom would guide them as they navigated the complexities of the post-war world. In the shadow of the Carpathian Mountains lay Romania, a nation caught between East and West, its fate hanging precariously in the balance. Having switched sides during the war, Romania found itself occupied by Soviet forces, its future uncertain. Romania's oil fields, vital to the German war effort, had made them a strategic target, and their capture by the Soviets had dealt a significant blow to the Nazi war machine. The Romanian people, caught between their own aspirations for freedom and the realities of Soviet domination, faced an uncertain future. In the heart of the Pannonian Basin, Hungary, once a proud nation with a rich history, was struggling to come to terms with the aftermath of war. Allied with Nazi Germany, Hungary had paid a heavy price for its involvement in the conflict. The Hungarian Air Force, though relatively small, had acquitted itself well during the war, particularly on the Eastern Front. The Hungarian people, weary of war and eager for peace, faced an uncertain future, caught between East and West. In the far north, amidst the frozen forests and icy lakes, lay Finland, a nation that had stared down the might of the Soviet Union and emerged, battered but unbroken. The Winter War of 1939-40 had etched itself into the Finnish psyche, a testament to their courage and their determination to defend their homeland against overwhelming odds. The Finnish army, though small, was renowned for its skill in winter warfare. Finnish soldiers, clad in white camouflage, moved silently through the snow-covered forests, masters of their environment. While Finland had been forced to cede territory to the Soviet Union, they had retained their independence, a testament to their fighting spirit and their strategic acumen. These nations, each bearing the scars of war, shaped the military landscape of Europe in 1945. From the ashes of conflict, a new order was emerging, a delicate balance of power between East and West. The legacy of war, with its triumphs and its tragedies, would continue to shape the continent for decades to come. Who do you think was the most powerful? Whose military doctrine proved most effective in the crucible of war? Whose legacy continues to resonate in the 21st century? Comment below and let us know your thoughts. Stay tuned for more thrilling historical insights.